So I'm going to start with the scherzo. Okay, so we're just paying attention a little bit more to some of the legato here in the right hand and the staccato towards the end of that first section of music. So I'm going to play it from the beginning. Very clipped staccato here, then smooth, short. Now hold the right hand. So all those thirds are nice and joined. Clipped staccato there. Again, make these thirds all legato. Now we've got staccato here, staccato in the left hand, then both hands staccato. Okay, so it's those two aspects really that you need to pay attention to particularly. So just again, the right hand, those thirds. Okay, the fingering is very specific using the 1 and the 4, the 2 and the 3, so that you can join the thirds up together, one to the next one. Okay, the left hand in contrast is all separated or staccato notes, so they're very different in their two actions with the hands there. And then the second similar section. Okay, so be careful there. And as I say, that last little bit there, we've got 2 staccatos, then the left hand is staccato, then both hands. Okay, now I suggested that you look on to the next page now. Okay, just a little bit more onto the end of the top line of the second page. So I'm going to play from the bottom of the first page in the right hand, and just think about how fast your semiquavers are in relation to your crotchet. Okay, so we're starting with a half beat count, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm finishing not right at the end of that last bar. I'm missing off the last 2 semiquavers. Because the music starts on an upbeat, or an anacrusis as its proper name, on a half count, so each little phrase starts either with 2 semiquavers, which is a half count of course, or the quaver sometimes, all right, but it's the same upbeat every single time. So we don't finish with an upbeat. The upbeat belongs to the next phrase. Okay, so just a couple of things to pick up about that right hand that I've just played. You've got an ornament here, which is called an appoggiatura. Okay, and it means that instead of playing the crotchet B flat in this bar, which is bar 16, you convert that into 2 quavers instead, because 2 quavers, of course, is the same as a crotchet count, same value. So the 2 quavers are played, which will be the C and the B flat. So they're just 2 even quavers. The appoggiatura is quite easy. And again, the same thing in bar 20, isn't it? Bar 20. So instead of playing the C crotchet, you convert that into 2 quaver notes, and you play D and C as 2 quavers. And the second of those 2 quavers, I've marked as staccato as well. Okay, so if I play bar 16, like that, so C to B flat, ending on a staccato note, and then the next note, which is another quaver, the A, I'm also making that staccato. Okay, so it's as if those 3 notes there, 1, 2 and 3, or 1, 2 and 3, are part of one phrase. That's the end of that phrase. And again, just as I was talking about the upbeat, those 2 semiquavers belong to the next phrase. So although they're grouped in that they're beamed together. You have to separate that quaver from those two semiquavers in your mind and in the way that you interpret the music. All right, so it's da, dum, dum. Then it starts again, okay? And then this one here, where you've got your two quavers, again, quaver to a staccato quaver and make the next one, the B, staccato as well, and stop there, because again, the two semiquavers that follow are not part of that whole bar. They really belong to the next bar, okay? So that will be D, C, B. Then it would carry on, all right? You don't stop the music, we just phrase it or sort of put it into like little paragraphs, as it were, in the music, okay? So that right hand, again, get the music in front of you, from the two semiquaver upbeat at the bottom of the first page, and I count it in 1 and 2, and make sure these are full crotchets. 1 and 2. Here's your upbeat. Here's your appoggiatura, C, B flat, A. Then the next upbeat to the next page. 1 and here's the upbeat here. And here's your appoggiatura, D, C, B. And then we'll stop there for the moment. The left hand is not too difficult. If you haven't got it marked in your music, can you mark in these staccato notes here? All these are slurred, all these are smooth legato notes, but all these staccato notes need to have dotted staccatos over them. And then on the next page, you've got the similar pattern. So the beginning notes are all smooth, and then the rest of those quavers there are all staccatos. Okay, so not too difficult in the left hand there. So I'm going to play from the beginning of the next section on the bottom of the first page, and we start on a half beat again, so that will be 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then staccato. Put the thumb under to the G. Okay, onto the next page with the F sharp, all legato notes, then all staccato notes. Again, put the thumb under to the A. Okay, so a couple of things to note there again with the fingering is the thumb comes under on that G, and if you haven't got fingering written in, if you can see this fingering, I would put that 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, so you can play all those notes smoothly. All right, so put that in your music and watch the thumb coming under for that note there as well. So I'm not going to play that hands together, I'm just going to keep that hand separately, and I suggest maybe you do the same.